So before we get this card unboxing stream going, let's get a bowl going. Yeah, it's just enough. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, what do we have? We've got a box of Avatar Magic the Gathering cards, because I'm just getting into Magic. I like Avatar. Of course, this box is courtesy of Poke JLR. I say courtesy of, I bought it. Still. Let's get this open. Yeah. Now this is the first box I've ordered that's come in a box like this. So that's kind of nice. Anyway. Look at we examine it. It looks fucked up, so I'm going to assume it's real. Because if I remember right, fucked up looking wrapping is usually real wrapping. You know, always gotta double check. Always. There we go. Scan here to discover the coolest cards. No, I don't think I will. And just gives you draft archetypes and shit. I think everybody's seen that at some point. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I gotta tilt it at an angle? Hold on now. Oh, that's straight for me, so we'll put that like that, I guess. But yeah, I remember these. Not these specifically, but yeah. Anyway, I remember going through all this shit as a kid. Mostly this was Yu-Gi-Oh! Back then for me. Anyway, I guess they just all have Aang on them? Really? Okay. Well. Alright, well, I mean, Aang is the Avatar. Interesting art for Aang on the card, or on the packaging. But whatever. So, do I know what I want to go for, or what I'm hoping to get in this set? Not really. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping for Avatar Aang. I think everybody wants an Avatar Aang. But if I was going for a specific card, can't really think of anything I would actually want. That's the thing. So, let's see. Yeah. We'll get this out the way. There we go. Space for commons, uncommons, rares, and whatever I want. So anyway, we'll go through... can I zoom in? I'll go to properties, configure... That'll work. That will work. That way it can actually be somewhat legible. Anyway. A Badger Mole. And when this creature enters Earthbend 2, that's target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. That's still a land. and you put 2 1/1 counters on it. Is that why it's 2? Alright. When it dies or is exiled, returns to the battlefield. Okay, so it's basically just free shit. And creatures you control with 1/1 counters on them have trample. Cool. Deserter, and yeah, it's just a badger mole. That's actually nice art for the badger mole. Of course, you didn't see much of the badger moles in I don't know, in wherever. The only time I think he really ever saw him was when Toph had her little flashback about it. Deserter's Discipline, or Deserter's Disciple. What is this? Zhang Zhang's fucking someone he knows? I don't even know. So you tap this, and another target creature you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked. Ooh. Can't be blocked. That's usable. Deadly Precision. Yeah, May doesn't always care, but she never misses. Ah, yeah, May. God, her and those fucking poison darts, or whatever they are. I think they're poison darts. As an additional cost to cast a spell, pay 4 or sacrifice an artifact or creature and destroy a target creature. Okay. That's interesting. First time flyer. Ah, from the air temple that got co-opted. That got gentrified. They gentrified the air temple. Flying, and this creature gets 1/1 as long as there's a lesson card in the graveyard. Okay, and there's plenty of lessons in this set. So, Water Tribe Captain. A woman? I don't even know who that would be. For 5 mana, creatures you control get 1/1 until the end of turn. Really? Okay, that could work. Potentially. Earth Village Ruffians. It's the asshole. Yeah, the assholes from Zuko Alone. Of course, I'm gonna know the fucking episodes. I love this show. When this creature dies, Earthbend 2. Okay. Interesting. The Kyoshi Battle Fan. Ooh. Okay. When this equipment enters, create a white ally creature token and attaches equipment to it. Huh. So you automatically... Weird. So it automatically becomes a 2/1. But all this does is... That's odd. Okay. I guess that gives you another creature. So that's probably... It's pretty efficient. Fancy footwork. Because, yeah, we have to have the... the Footloose episode. Untap 1 or 2 target creatures, and they get +2/+2 until the end of the turn. Why just 1 or 2? The fucking Katara's hair is like nicely detailed. There's so many individual strands and shit. That's crazy. Air Nomad Legacy. Yeah, that's the gentrifying kids, gentrification kids. When this enchantment enters, create a clue token. Oh, I've got a clue. It's an artifact with 2. Sacrifice this token and draw a card. Okay. And creatures you control get flying, or with flying get +1/+1. Interesting. Very interesting. The Boulder. Ready to rumble. Oh, Jesus Christ. The fucking Boulder. Oh, whenever the Boulder attacks, Earthbend X, where X is the number of creature cards you control with 4 power or greater. Okay, yeah, and X, yeah, is just, yeah, okay. That's funny. That's pretty good, though. It's pretty good. Tylee, Artful Acrobat. Oh, my God. Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. Okay. So for every spell? Okay, that's not bad. And, whenever Tylee attacks, you may pay 1 when you do. Target creature can't block this turn. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, for our rare, we got Redirect Lightning. Switch hands. As an additional cost to cast the spell, pay 5 life or pay 2 mana. Obviously, it's 2 mana. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. Huh, okay, so okay, interesting. So you just redirect. Our foils and invasion tactics. And when this enchantment enters, creatures you control get +2/+2 until the end of your turn. Whenever one or more allies you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Huh. Not bad. Not terrible. Oh, we got a hollow land, or foil land, whatever. North Pole Gates. Ooh. That's pretty good. Enters tapped. White, blue. 4 tap sacrifice, and you can draw a card with it. Nice. Not bad at all. And there's our extra. Our trash card. I call them. Our token cards. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, another Deadly Precision. Cool. Lost Days? Oh, no. The owner of target creature or enchantment puts it into their library, second from the top or on the bottom. You create a clue token. Okay? At every step, his friend was just out of reach. Oh, God. This stuff's going to make me fucking cry at some point. Another Water Tribe Captain. Another fucking Badger Mole. I don't like that. Union Archers. Oh, yeah, they captured Aang at some point. They caught Aang, and they took him to the place where the Blue Spirit got him out. And we reach when this creature enters, and we discard a card if you do draw a card. Okay. Cool. Abandon attachments. When to let her go, you cannot let the cosmic power or the cosmic energy flow in from the universe. Guru Patik. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. And because he didn't let go, he died. Anyway, yeah, you may discard a card if you do draw 2 cards. Ooh, that's pretty good. Earth Kingdom Soldier. What a bitch. Vigilance. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 creatures you control. Ooh, up to 2. For 5, though? Unlucky Cabbage Merchant. This is my cabbage. Oh, that's awesome. When this creature enters, create a food token. Cool. 2 sacrifice. You gain 3 life. Cool. Whenever you sacrifice a food, you may search your library for a basic land and put it into the battlefield tapped. If you search your library this way, put this creature on the bottom of its owner's library. Okay. You shuffle. So you just get more chances to do it. That's kind of cool. Another fancy footwork. Northern Air Temple. Why is it black? Huh. When Northern Air Temple enters, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of shrines you control. Huh. Whenever another shrine you control enters, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain a life. Interesting. Air Nomad Legacy again. And our rare is Katara, Water Tribe's Hope. Ooh. She has Vigilance, and when Katara enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Waterbend X. Creatures you control have base power toughness of XX. Until end of turn, X can't be 0. Okay. Well, what is X? Yeah, activate only during your turn. While paying a waterbend cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Artifacts and creatures. Okay. That's kind of cool. A common foil. Earth Earth Rumble Resellers. I don't know how they got me in here. That's kind of... I don't know why I got my cards down here like that. That's an idiot move. I don't know how they got me in here, though. That's kind of fucked up. I mean, reach, and this creature gets +1/+1. It has trample as long as you control a land creature, or a land entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Yeah, okay, cool. And we got another foil land. Nice. Yeah, enters taps. Same as last time. It's just fucking red and white. But that's cool. Right, it's kind of already curvy. But whatever. And a food token. And a dragging creature token. Alright. Okay. Ostrich Horse. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. If you don't, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Huh. That's okay. Rough Rhino Cavalry. A Firebending 2. Whenever this creature attacks, you add 2 fucking mana? This mana lasts until the end of... Bruh, so you can do some instants. Oh my god, that's a little OP. Exhaust 8. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. It gains trample until the end of turn. Huh. So it can be a 7/7 trample for a turn. Damn. When this creature enters, target opponent discards a card. Oh, yeah, from that episode where they hate the Avatar. Avatar Day or whatever it was. It'll quench ya. It's the quenchiest. Nothing's quenchier. Fucking Sokka. Over here fucking tripping on cactus juice like he didn't know. Or maybe he didn't know. Anyway. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. Oh, okay, that's interesting. You give him a chance. Don't know why you want to give him a chance, but at least it stops him from using other instants, maybe. Anyway, Rabaroo Troop. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature gains flying until the end of turn, and you gain... Really? That's weird. Plane Cycling 2. Tap 2 and discard this card. Search your library for a planes card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand and shuffle. Okay. Plane cycling. Land cycling is just interesting. Rebellious Captives. Ah, yeah, the episode on the barge. Weird that they even... How did nobody discover firebending at that fucking point? Or not firebending, metal bending. Ugh, I'm stupid. Like, you would think at that point they would be like, can we bend metal? Can we try? Nobody tried. Nobody experimented in that show. That's the weirdest fucking thing. Exhaust 6. You put 2 +1s on this. And then you earthbend 2. That's not bad, but for 6? Platypus Bear. Oh, God. Defender. Really? Okay, that's odd. It's a defender like that. And when this creature enters, mill 2 cards. As long as there's a lessened card in your graveyard, this creature can't attack as though it didn't have defender. Okay. Interesting. Team Avatar. Nice. Even Sokka's there. Cool. Despite Sokka's best efforts, neither Boomerang Squad nor Fearsome Foursome caught on. I'm glad. Fearsome Foursome, but not the greatest name. Whenever a creature enters, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you could... Ooh. That is interesting right there. That's ooh. So as long as something attacks alone, then it gets pluses, and can then, become pretty powerful. Ooh. That's interesting. So you can just have, like, one cannon. Anyway, Hama, the Blood Vendor. Nice. I love that. When Hama enters, target opponent mills 3 cards. Exile up to 1 non-creature, non-land card from that opponent's graveyard. For as long as you control Hama, you may cast the exiled spell during your turn by water bending X, rather than paying its mana cost, where X is its mana value. Okay. Interesting. Solstice Revelations. Yeah, Roku statue. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. For the spell's mana value, if its mana value is less than a number of mountains you control. Ooh, use that late in game. That's actually pretty good. If you don't cast that card this way, you can put it back in your hand. Ooh, you can flash back this for 7. That's pretty good, actually. And I just saw we have a foil rare. We'll see what it is in a minute. Wolf Bat. Really? Wolf Bat? Okay. Wolf Bat. Wow, really? Was Giant Frog pronounced Giant Frog? Flying. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you may pay 1 black. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality token on it, where it would be exiled instead. Okay, that's interesting. And our first rare, Agna Quella. What the fuck? Did I ever say that? Anyway, whatever. Anyway, this enters tapped unless you control a basic land, and it's a blue. And you can draw a card and then discard a card for 3 and tap this. That's pretty good. I like that. Ooh, Toph, the first metal bender. Good rare foil. Hell yeah. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. Ooh, okay. Yeah, they don't gain the ability to tap from it. They don't. That's dumb. Anyway, that just makes them lands. So, at the beginning of... Yeah, there's... Okay, that's interesting, huh? And at the beginning of your NCWA Earthbend 2. Interesting. I like that. And another foil land. We're getting lucky with the foil lands. Judy's. I like that. All the Judy's are different. Thank you for doing that. Fucking Levyong. I don't know how the name is pronounced. I'm just guessing. God, my back hurts. Alright. Put that over there. Actually, let's see. Do we get anything? Maybe. Might get something good here. Ooh, Saber-Tooth Moose Lion. Reach and Forest Cycling for 2. Nice. Moose Lion. Firebending Lesson. Kicker for 4. You may pay an additional 4 mana to do this. It deals 2 damage normally, and if you kick, it deals 5. Ooh. To a creature. Okay. Hog Monkey. At the beginning of your... at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gains a menace until the end of turn. Ooh. And you can put 2 +1/+1s on this creature for exhaust. Interesting. Geyser Leaper. Huh? Who was that? The fuck's a Geyser Leaper? I don't even know. As flying and waterbend 4. Jesus. Draw a card and discard a card. Not bad. Zhong's Deserters. Cool. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. There's a lot of +1/+1 counters in this shit. Earth Kingdom Soldier. Again. Cat Owl. That looks way too anime. Flying. Whenever this creature attacks, untap target artifact or creature. Ooh. You can untap. Interesting. Zuko, exiled prince. Firebending for 3. When it attacks, you get 3. Goddamn. That's crazy. And then 4/3. Exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card to start. Jesus. That's pretty good, actually. Suki, Kyoshi Warrior. Suki's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Goddamn, girl. Oh, God. That's pretty good. And whenever Suki attacks, create a 1/1 white ally creature token that's tapped and attacking. Ooh. That's tapped and attacking, and that adds to her fucking shit, too, probably. That's nice. A Fatal Fissure. Ooh, is the choose target creature. When that creature dies this turn, you earthbend 4. Oh, shit. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. I kind of like that. Sokka's haiku. I get it. Bro, that's actually fucking awesome. The fucking card text is a haiku. Counter target spell. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land. That's actually funny. I really like that. That's awesome, though. I like that. That's fucking amazing. It's beautiful. Ooh, Bossing Say for a rare land, or just a rare. That's kind of nice. And of course, it enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Taps for an earth, and you can earthbend 2 with it. Ooh, that's pretty good. Foil Cat Owl. Yeah, mountain. Yeah. Not even a full art. There are 4 full art lands in this, right? I have no idea. Let's see, anything. What's good here? What's good here? We got something good in this pack. Callous Inspector. Menace. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to you, and you create a clue token. Ooh. Interesting. Geyser Leaper again, I don't even know. Rabaroo Troop. Ostrich Horse. Rhino Cavalry. Messenger Hawk. Flying, and when this creature enters, create a clue token. That's it? Okay. Earth Village Ruffians. Waterbending Scroll. Ooh, yeah, that's the one that Katara stole. Nice. The scroll. The scroll taught Katara many useful skills. So did fighting the angry pirates who stole it from. Oh, I love Katara. She's great like that, though. Early Katara, and then late season Katara, or late season 3 Katara. Oh, she got fucking crazy. Anyway, 6 and tap. You can draw a card. It costs 1 less for each island you control. Ooh. So if you have just 6 islands, you basically just tap and draw for free. That's kind of nice. Enter the Avatar state. Until the end of turn, target creature you control becomes an avatar. In addition to its other types, it gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hex per. God damn. But not indestructible. But not indestructible. I think that's kind of funny. That's a little mean if you ask me, but that's funny. Anyway, Boomy, King of 3 Trials. When Boomy enters, choose up to X, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on Boomy. God damn, okay. Target player scries 3. And scrying is... What's that? That's the bottom of the graveyard, the bottom of the deck, or into the graveyard. forget what it is. It's you put them either at the put it back at the top of the deck, some of them in any order, or you put it at the bottom of the deck or in the graveyard. I forget what it is. And then you can Earthbend 3, depending on lessons. Crazy. Ooh, the Mechanist, Aerial Artisan. Yeah, the Gentrifier. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a clue token. It's an artifact. Yeah, it's an artifact. Okay. And until the end of turn, or yeah, tap it until the end of turn, a target artifact token you control becomes a 3/1 construct artifact creature with flying. God damn. Okay. I just spoiled myself. We got something good. We got some good shit actually in this pack. We got a mythic White Lotus tile. This artifact enters tapped, and you can't tap it the same turn. That's why they did it. And we tap it and add X mana of any one color, where X is the greatest number of creatures you control that have a creature type in common. Ooh, that is kind of powerful. And we have a foil mythic of the Legend of Roku. That's kind of nice. I don't know how great that is, but that's kind of nice that it's foil and all. Exile, yeah, and it's a saga, so it goes for each turn, I guess. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Add 1 mana of any color, and then exile this saga. Then return it to the battlefield transformed. Under your transformed? Oh shit! It's a double-sided foil. That's crazy, bro. It's Avatar Roku. And he has Firebending 4. God damn. And then for 8, you create a 4/4 red dragon creature. Oh yeah, that's what that is. Shit, dude. That's good right there. Hell, I'm careful with that. That's nice. Fuck yeah. Misty Palms Oasis. That's kind of that's fucking awesome. And in foil like that. That is rare. That's like my second foil mythic. Misty Palms Oasis. It's red, black, not red, black, white. Enters tapped. Nice though. I like my lands. Anyway, just an ally token. I know normal people would probably just go ahead and penny sleeve that shit immediately, but I'm not normal people. I'm just going to let it sit there. Let people worry about it for a minute. Because that shit doesn't happen often. Yeah, I don't think we got anything good in this one. Treetop Freedom Fighters. Ah, yes, the whole crew. Yeah, all of them. I forget their names, but I remember them. Smeller Bee. Dude, I Don't Talk. Kid. I remember Fat Dude. But not after the other episodes. I don't remember that one at all. Anyway, Haste. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Okay. Red-white deck. Daily Indoctrination. Ooh, there is no war in Bossing say. Yeah, choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. Yeah, you choose a non-land permanent card from it. Wait, I can't read. Choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent card from it, and that player discards that card. Okay, or then Earthbend 2. Okay, so one or the other. Yeah, it's not bad. Forecasting Fortune Teller, this bitch. Yeah, when this creature enters, create a clue token. That's all she can do. That's not bad, just a clue token. You get something from her, though. She's not completely useless. Sandbender's Storm. Assholes. Destroy target creature with 4 power 4 or greater. Or Earthbend 3. Hate him. Rumble Arena. Yeah. The land has vigilance. The land has vigilance. Vigilant. Okay. I mean, it's a land, so I put my lands over here. Vigilance, though. Okay. Uh, Origins of Metal Bending. Choose one. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, or put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control. It gains indestructible until the end of turn. Not bad. Not bad at all, really. Uh, Bender's Water Skin. Yep, Katars. Untap this artifact during each player's untap step. Ooh, okay. Why didn't it just have vigilance then? Anyway, now we can tap and add 1 mana of any color. Ooh, so it's an extra land in a way. That's nice. Messenger Hawk. Yep. War Balloon. Yep, flying. For 1 mana, put a fire counter on this. A fire counter? What's that mean? As long as this vehicle has 3 or more fire counters on it, it's an artifact. You gotta wait 3 turns just to turn it into an artifact creature? Meh. Moving for it to automatically be, I guess. Because of Crew 3. Eh. Earth Rumble. Earthbend 2. When you do, up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature opponent controls. Yeah, so it's just it's a quick fight. I just spoiled my foil. Master Piandao? Master Piandao. Yeah, the dude that trained Sokka with the meteor sword. First strike, whenever Master Piandao attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an ally, equipment, or a lesson card from among them, and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. We got another mythic. Oh, damn! Wang Shi Tong, Librarian. Damn, Wang Shi Tong. A second mythic already. Hell yeah. Wang Shi Tong. Flash, Flying, Vigilance. When Wang Shi Tong enters, put X +1/+1 counters on him. Then draw half X cards rounded down. Okay. Interesting. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a +1/+1 counter on Wang Shi Tong and draw a card. Ooh. That is nice. I love that. I love me with some Wang Shi Tong. I can't speak. Zuko's Exile. Ooh, that's kind of pretty though. Back when he had his ponytail. Number 3 though. Anyway, exile a target artifact, a creature, or enchantment. Its controller creates a clue. Interesting. Ooh, and we have a full art fucking land that I love. It's a mountain though, unfortunately. I can never really use that. I don't ever see myself going red. Once you go black, can't really do anything else. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, Lightning Strike. Deals 3 damage to any target. Ooh, for 2. Okay, that's just bolt, basically. Azula always lies. Choose one or both. Target creature gets a -1/-1, and one gets a +1/+1 counter. Ooh. Okay, cool. Waterbending Lesson. Draw 3 cards and discard a card unless you waterbend 2. Okay, not bad. Glider Kids. Okay, I didn't get this one. Flying. When this creature enters, scry 1. Not bad. 2/3 for 3. That's pretty decent. Turtle Duck. 3 mana until the end of turn. This creature has a base power of 4 and gain trip. Damn. That's pretty good, actually. Otter Penguin. When you draw your second card each turn, this creature gets +1/+2 until the end of turn. It can't be blocked. Ooh, 3/3. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Not to be confused with barrels of jelly candy. Okay. Add 1 mana of any color. Ooh, okay. And then activate only You know, only once per turn. Okay. 5 and tap. Oh, these are just to convert mana. Okay. I was wondering why would you do that, but it's to convert them. Okay. That's interesting. Anyway, you can sacrifice this for 5 and tap, and it deals 5 damage to target creature. Cool. Toph the Blind Bandit. And when Toph enters, Earthbend 2. Toph's power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on lands you control. Weird. But of course she's land-based. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Tundra Tank. Firebending 1. It just adds 1. Okay. It adds a fire, but it's black. Interesting. When this vehicle enters, a target creature you control gains indestructible until the end of turn. Crew 1. Jet's brainwashing shit. That looks like it's taken from the show, but nah. Someone drew it. Target kicker 3. The target creature can't block this turn if this spell was kicked for 3. I can control that creature until the end of turn. Ooh. Tap it and it gains haste until the end. Ooh, we get steal for 4. It's a change of heart. It's a 1-turn change of heart. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Momo, playful pet. He's a legendary. Really? Is someone even trying to create a fucking commander deck around Momo? I hope not. Flying Vigilance. When Momo leaves the battlefield, choose 1. Create a food token. +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, or scry 2. That's terrible. That's horrible. Why would you want that? May, Scornful Striker. Ooh. First strike. Okay. That's just 2 mana. 2/2 for 2. That's pretty good. First strike. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. Ooh. You miscalculated. I love Zuko more than I fear you. Enter the Avatar State foil. We got that. That's nice. Foggy Bottom Swamp. Ooh. That'd be good in a Witherbloom deck. Black and green. Hell yeah. I can actually use that, maybe. Black and blue or black and green. One of the others. I can use any of that. Okay, Dai Indoctrination. Octopus form. Now, why she got the mask on? Octopus form. That's hilarious. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains hexproof until the end of turn. Untap it. Ooh. And untap it too. That's ooh. I like that glider, kids. Turtle Duck. Lightning Strike. Ooh, a beetle-headed merchant. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Ooh. Ooh. Merchant of Many Hats. Ooh, that's a good art. That's a good style for it. Boel Oil. Onio. Well, I can't even pronounce your name, dude, but you did good. For 3, return this card from your graveyard to your... Oh, dude, that's crazy. That's pretty good. Yeah, Professor Zay, anthropologist. Dude died. He's fucking dead. It's crazy. Discard a card, draw a card. Okay. And then for 1 mana, untap, sacrifice him. Which is really easy to do. Return a target instant sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. That's funny. It's a legendary too, though. Flopsy, Boomy's buddy. Yeah, Flopsy, not Flopsy. When Flopsy enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Each creature you control with 4 power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Okay, interesting. So they can't be blocked by more than 1. Oh, okay. So only okay. Interesting. Weird way of doing that. Earth Kingdom Protectors. I gotta sit up in a weird way because my back hurts. Earth Kingdom Protectors. Vigilance. Yeah, it's all 1/1 for 1. Sacrifice this creature. Another. Another target creature. Or another target ally you control gains indestructible until the end of turn. Ooh. That's crazy good. Zula, Cunning Usurper. That's a way of putting it. Really. She's really a 5? Okay. Firebending 2. Weird. So she's blue and black, but firebending for red. That's crazy. When Azula enters, a target creature exiles a non-creature token. Yeah, non-token creature they control. Then they exile a non-land from their graveyard. During your turn, you may cast cards exiled with Azula, and you may cast them as though they had flash. Mana of any type can be spent. Ooh, that's crazy. Ooh, wait, second rare. South Pole Voyager. I think I remember that. When this creature or another ally you control enters, you gain 1 life. If this is the second time this ability is resolved this turn, draw a card. Ooh. Okay. Pirate Peddlers. Death Touch. Ooh. Whenever you I like that, all the pirates from that episode. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Ooh. That's not bad. Ooh, and a full art island. That's the Fire Nation ship. Yeah, with the Avatar and everyone going over. And that's the Fire Nation ship that they all got on. In like the first 2 episodes or whatever. Okay. Forecasting Fortune Teller. Sandbender Storm. Earthbending Lesson. Earthbend 4. God damn. That's just a... Yeah, it's just an instant monster for... Instant creature for 4. I don't know why it need to be a lesson. It's actually a lesson, though. That's weird. Cunning Maneuver. Target creature gets +3/+1 until the end of turn, and you create a clue token. Ooh. For 2 mana as an instant, it's pretty good. I like that. Sold out. Oh, this cocksucker. I hate... They should have let him die. Hara's good deed went severely punished. Exactly. They should have let this old cocksucker die. For real. For 4, exile target creature. If it was dealt damage this turn, create a clue token. I hate that cunt. I really do. Zuko's exile again. Vindictive Warden. Menace. Firebend 1. And for 3, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. It's not terrible for 3. Leaves from vine. I love this though. I love the art on it. I was hoping to at least get one of these. I love that art. That is so beautiful, dude. That's fucking sad. I love it though. Jesus. Anyway, yeah. As the saga enters, and after your draw step, add a lore counter. Sacrifice after 3. You sacrifice the saga after 3? Okay. Mill 3 cards. Yeah, for the first one, you mill 3 cards. Then create a food token. Second is put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. Yeah, cause Uncle Iroh making tea and shit. +1 on other, supporting others. And you draw a card if there's a lesson creature, or you draw a card if there's a creature or lesson card in your graveyard. If you have a dead son, you draw a card. I love Iroh. Poor Iroh. I love him. It's a great card, though. Accumulative Wisdom. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into the bottom of your library in any order. Um, yeah, put each of those cards into your hand instead if there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. Okay, well, good. Tolls of War, fucking Monkey Yatso. Dead as shit. You killed so many firebenders though, which is metal as fuck. He wasn't no bitch. When this enchantment enters, create a clue token, and whenever you sacrifice a permanent during your turn, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. It can only trigger once per turn. That is great though. Beifong's Bounty Hunters. These idiots. I forget his name. I forget their names, but yeah, these fucking morons. I love that art style though. It's pretty good. Whenever a non-land creature you control dies, Earthbend X, where X is that creature's power. Ooh. That's a little crazy. I mean, Witherbloom, that'd be kind of nice. Oh. Second rare. Iroh Tea-Master. Yay! Awesome. When Iroh enters, create a food token. I love Iroh. At the beginning, fire and red and white. That's actually that fits him. At least at that point in time. At the beginning of your combat, on your turn, you may have target opponent gain control of target permanent you control. When you do, create a +1/+1 white ally creature token, put a +1/+1 counter on that token for each permanent that your opponent controls. Ooh, that's kind of nice right there. Rough Rhino Cavalry as our foil. Swamp. At least I can use that swamp. Oh, the Fire Island players. Or Ember Island players. That Fire Island. That's totally different. Ember Island players. Oh, that's awesome. Number 1 token. Token land. That's cool. I like that. Okay. Okay, Fire Nation Raider. Ooh, what a dick. Raid, when this creature enters, if you attacked this turn, create a clue token. Okay, so that's after you attack, you put that in. Okay, makes sense. Callous Inspector? Did I already see her? Yeah, she has Menace. Can't be blocked except by more than 2. When this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to you, creates a clue token. Okay, I could probably use that. Lost Days again. Airbending lesson. Airbend target non-land permanent. Exile it, and while it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its cost, and then I draw a card. Okay. Badger Mole again. Platypus Bear. Vindictive Warden. Gather the White Lotus. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token for each planes you control. Oh, fuck off. And then Scry 2? Fuck off. For each planes? Shit. Shared Roots. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it into the battlefield tapped and then shuffle. Uncommon foil. Fire Nation attacks. Create 2 2/2 red soldier creature tokens with fire bending 1. You can flashback this for 8. That's crazy. Ooh. Crashing Wave. That's pretty nice. It's pretty. I like it. As an additional cost to this spell, Earthbend X, and tap up to X creatures, then distribute 3 stun tokens among attack creatures your opponents control. That's pretty. And our rare, Zuko Conflicted. That's nice. I like these. I like these, like, full art kind of fucking cards. I love that shit. Actually, this that goes over here. Zuko Conflicted. At the beginning of your first main phase, choose one that hasn't been chosen, and you draw 2 life, and you lose 2 life. Huh. Draw a card. Put a 1/1 counter on 1/1 counter on Zuko. Add a fire. Or exile Zuko and then return to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Ooh. That's a little fucky. True Ancestry. Return up to one target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh. That's pretty good, actually. Kind of like that. Serpent's Pass. Ooh, red and blue. Or red and blue. Blue and black. Fuck yeah, I can use that. I can actually fucking use that. That is beautiful. And there's tap though, but whatever. I can actually use it. At least I can come up with a plan to use it. Well, I didn't mean to take that off camera. I had to adjust my fucking self because of my back. I don't like taking them off camera because it makes it seem fucky. Probably not very fucky in this one though. Sandbender's Storm. Earthbending Lesson. Cunning Maneuver. Sold Out by that old cunt. Flexible Waterbender. Vigilance Waterbend 3. This creature has a base power and toughness of 5/2. To the end of turn. That's crazy. Messenger Hawk. Platypus Bear. Sparring Dummy. I am Melon Lord. That's fucking hilarious. I wonder if there's an actual Toph Melon Lord card. That would be beautiful. Wait, Defender. And you tap and mill a card. You may put a land card milled this way into your hand. You gain 2 life if a lesson card is milled this way. Okay. O's Highest Cruelty. It deals 2 damage to a target player, and that player discards 2 cards. Ooh. That's just insult to injury. Destined Confrontation. Each player chooses any number of creatures they control with a total power of 4 or less, and then sacrifice all other creatures they control. Fuck you. Fucking hell. I thought that said fuck you. It says just you and me, brother. The showdown that was always meant to be. I don't want to spoil the cards, damn it. Zhang Zhang the Deserter. There we go. There's actual Zhang Zhang. Firebending 1 and exhaust. Put a 1/1 counter on Zhang Zhang. And when you cast your next lesson, copy it. Ooh, and choose a new target. Ooh. That's crazy. Secret Tunnel. This land can't be blocked. Secret Tunnel. Through the mountain. Anyway, it's also what add a manaless, and then for 4 and a tap. 2 target creatures you control that share a common type can't be blocked. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Secret Tunnel. Cumulative Wisdom again. Sunblessed Peak. Ally. Hell yeah. Well, we're getting pretty decent stuff. I'm liking it. Let's see. Okay, Corrupt Court Official again. First time flyer. Airbending Lesson. Launch Pillar. Or Pillar Launch. I'm dyslexic. Target creature gains +2/+2. It gets +2/+2 and gains reach until the end of turn and untap it. Nice. Fire Nation Cadets. This creature has Firebending 2 as long as there's a lesson in your graveyard. And you tap 2, and this creature gets +1/+0. So that's not terrible, I guess. Earth Village Ruffians. Aang's Journey. Kicker 2. Okay. Search your library for a basic land. If the spell was kicked, instead search your library for a basic land and a shrine card. Reveal those cards and then put them into your hand and then shuffle. Gain 2 life. Pretty good. Dragonfly Swarm. They're actual dragons. That's so stupid. Dragon Insect. That's crazy. Flying Ward 1. This creature's power is equal to the number of non-creature, non-lands in your graveyard. Okay, interesting. Sorceries, instants, artifacts. That's pretty interesting, okay. When this creature dies, there's a lesson in your graveyard, draw a card. Cool. I could see that being pretty good. Toff the Blind Bandit. Again. Benevolent River Spirit. As an additional cost to cast this spell, Waterbend 5. Holy shit. Okay. Flying in Ward 2, and this creature enters Scry 2. That's crazy, though. That's expensive. Tundra Tank. Hakoda. Selfless Commander. That's their dad? Sokka and Katara's dad, Hakoda? You may vigilance, so you may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast ally spells from the top of your library. Sacrifice Hakoda. Creatures you control gain 0+5. Ooh. And gain indestructible till the end of turn. That's pretty nice. Boomy Bash. You choose one. Boomy Bash deals damage equal to the number of lands you control to a target creature, or destroy target land creature or non-basic land. Ooh. Okay. And then no, you can use this to represent a double-faced card. You just write it down. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's weird. But okay. I don't know why I think that's weird. It's just odd to me. Anyway. Keep on. Don't think there's anything crazy in this. Anyway, Pillar Launch. Fire Nation Cadets. Ooh, Swamp Snare Trap. The spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Ooh. Enchant creature, and enchanted creature gets -5/-3. God damn. That's pretty good. And for only 3, god damn, that's pretty good. Anyway, Giant Koi. Okay, Waterbend 3, this creature can't be blocked this turn. And Island Cycling. Okay. Yep. Target creature you control gains +2/+2 until the end of turn. If that creature is an ally, it also gains flying until the end of turn. Nice. How to start a riot. Hey, riot! Beautiful. Target creature gains menace until end of turn. Creatures target player controls get +2/+0 until the end of turn. That is so cool. I love that scene. Akiashi Battle Fan. Aang, the Last Airbender. No, we got it. We got the card. No, we didn't. Flying, and when Aang enters, airbend up to one other target land or target non-land permanent. Whenever you cast a lesson spell, Aang gains life link until the end of turn. Interesting. Only uncommon though. Teo, Spirited Glider. Oh, the cripple. Flying, whenever one or more creatures you control with flying attacks, draw a card and then discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, put +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay. Just a non-land. Earth Kingdom General. And when this creature enters Earthbend 2, whenever you put one or more +1/+1 counters on a creature, you may gain that much life. And do this only once per turn. Okay. Interesting. Well, that's stupid. Heibai. Spirit of Balance. Whenever a Heibai enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters on Heibai. When Heibai leaves the battlefield, it put its counters on a target creature you control. Ooh. Token transfer. That's nice. Ran and Shaw. Nice. The dragons. Cool. Flying, firebending 2. When random shot enter, if you cast them and there are 3 or more dragon inner lesson cards in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of Random Shaw, except it's not legendary. Ooh. So it's a 2 for 1. And then for 3 mana, dragons, or for 4 mana, dragons you control get +2 to the end of the turn. That's fucking awesome. Symmetry Storm. Ooh, Full Art Forest. Love that. Another one of these. Crazy. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. This might be good. Ostrich Horse. Rough Rhino Cavalry. Corrupt Court Official. It'll quench ya. It's the quenchiest. Rabaroo True. Earth Rumble Resellers. Waterbender, or Bender's Water Skin. Meteor Sword. Ooh, this is actually good. But for 7 now. No, when it enters, it destroys a target permanent. For 7, and then equipped gets +3/+3. That is pretty good though. Water Tribe Rallier. Okay. Waterbend 5. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 3 or less from among them and put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in a random order. Okay. Combustion Technique. Sokka, watch out, it's Sparky Sparky Boom Man. Oh, I love the flavor text sometimes. This is awesome. Combustion Technique deals damage equal to 2 plus the number of lesson cards in your graveyard to a target creature. Ooh, god damn. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Oh, that is fucked. Actually, that's kind of fucked. Obsessive Pursuit. Now, that's a nice card right there. Obsessive Pursuit. Whenever you attack, or no, when this enchantment enters, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and you create a clue token. Whenever you attack, put X +1/+1 counters on a target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you've sacrificed this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until the end of turn. That is crazy nice. And then, ooh! That's some good pulls. United Front Mythic. That's nice. That's pretty. I like that. Anyway, it's create X 1/1 white ally creature tokens. Then put +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Ooh. Ooh. That's kind of fuck you. That is really kind of fuck you. How to start a riot. Swap. Copy. That is kind of nice, though. That is a good one. That is a good pull. Hell yeah. Let's see if we can, how lucky we're going to get elsewhere in this deck. Probably not with this one. Cunning Maneuver. Sold out again. Iguana Parrot. Flying, Vigilance, and Prowess. Okay. Compassionate Healer. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, you gain 1 life and scry 1. Okay. 2/2 for 2. Earthbending Lesson. Mongoose Lizard. Why is it a mongoose lizard? It's just a lizard. Menace. When this creature enters, it deals 1 damage to any target. It has Mountain Cycling. Ooh, that's pretty good. Zuko's Exile. Vindictive Warden. Didn't see that. White Lotus Reinforcement. Vigilance. And other allies you control get +1/+1. Not bad. Energy Bending. Ooh. Lands you control gain all basic land types until the end of turn. Ooh. That's crazy. That's a little crazy. Epic downfall. That's hilarious. She got what she had coming. With Azula's defeat, all her nobility, grace, and confidence shattered into harrowing screams from the would-be Fire Lord. Exile target creature with a mana value of 3 or greater. Ooh, that is pretty good, though. Fire Nation Palace Land. Ooh, for a rare. Yeah, that's pretty good. Ooh, the Cave of Two Lovers. Ooh, and in foil. I like that. Saga. Yeah. Create 2 1/1 white ally creature tokens. Search your library for a mountain or cave card. Reveal it, put it in your hand in the shuffle, and then Earthbend 3. Hell yeah. Lovers. Badger Mole. Lovers again. That's nice. I like that. Beautiful. Amashu City. Red and green. Hell yeah. T. Iroh's T. Alright. Anything good? Probably not. Okay, Flexible Waterbender. Compassionate Healer. Origin of Metal Bending. Mongoose Lizard. Foggy Swamp Hunters. As long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, this creature has lifelink and menace. Ooh. Okay. Iguana Parrot. Zuko's Exile. Ooh, Iroh's Demonstration. I remember that one. Did I ever tell you how I got the nickname the Dragon of the West? I remember that. That was a great one. It deals either 1 damage to each creature or 4 damage to one. That's pretty good. You get a good bunch of coverage on that. I like that. Size makes sense. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of lands you control. You may reveal a creature or land from among them and put it in your hand. Just a single one, though. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Huh. Ooh, Heartless Act, yes! Destroy a creature with no counters, or remove 3 counters from a creature. Put a muzzle on him. Hell yeah, I need more of these. These are really good. Invasion Reinforcements. Flash, and whenever this creature enters, create a 1/1 ally creature. Ooh. That's pretty good, actually. Neat. Suki, Courageous Rescuer for a rare. Other creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever another permanent you control leaves the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 ally. Yeah, 1/1 white ally creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Pretty good. Ember Island Production as our hollow foil. Whatever. Choose one. Create a token as a copy of a target creature you control, except it's not legendary. And it's a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types. Create a token that's a copy of a target creature your opponent controls, except it's non-legendary, and it's a 2/2 coward in addition to other types. Interesting. The coward part's weird. Omashu. And a food. Okay. Anything good in here? No. Well, maybe. Potentially. Union Archers. Well, let's look at their form real quick. I don't know. Their form doesn't even look that good. They're holding the arrow between their fingers. That's a weird one. And they got their bow tilted in the wrong direction. Well, I mean, I guess it'd be the right... No? I don't know. It's been a while. Anyway, I'm dumb. Beetle-headed merchants. Octopus form. Curious farm animals. When this creature dies, you gain 3 life. Sacrifice. Tap 2 sacrifice. Destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Ooh. Interesting. Raucous audience. Yeah, you add 1 green, and if you control a creature of 4 or more, 4 power or greater, you add 2. Okay. Aang's Journey. Earth Rumble Wrestlers. The Boulder. Again. Teo Spirited Glider. Ty Artful Acrobat. Aang Last Airbender. Again. Sandbender Scavengers. For a rare. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And whenever this creature dies, you may exile it. And when you do, return a target creature card with mana value less than or equal to this creature's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, interesting. Rowdy Snowballers. Even we pretty up this deck here. There's a pile of cards. When this creature enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Ooh. Stun counter part is actually kind of nice. North Pole Gates. Okay. And that. Yeah, nothing good in this one. Compassionate Healer. Origins of Metal Bending. Mongoose Lizard. Foggy Swamp Hunters. Iguana Parrot. Cycle of Renewal. Sacrifice a land and search your library for up to 2 basic lands and put them into the battlefield tapped. Okay. Sacrifice a land and get 2. 2 for 1, whatever. Pretending Pox Bearers. When this creature dies, put a +1/+1 white ally creature token. Or, yeah, whatever. Create it. Invasion Submersible. When this vehicle enters, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. Exhaust Waterbend 3. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Ooh. Okay. Yep. Dilate Agents with full art. That's kind of nice. When this creature enters, Earthbend 1, then Earthbend 1. Okay. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them. That's funny. I like that. Gather the White Lotus. Zhao, Ruthless Admiral. Firebending 2, and whenever you sacrifice another permanent, creatures you control get +1/+0 to the end of turn. Interesting. Observant Pursuit. This is very anime. When this enchantment enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose a life and you create a clue token. Whenever you attack, put X +1/+1 counters on attacking target creature, where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn. If it's 3, then the creature gains lifelink. Pretty good, I think. Rocky Rebuke. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. Okay, just a fuck you. Full Art Swamp. I like that. Ally card. Alright. Might be something good here. And Deserter's Disciple. Deadly Precision. First Time Flyer. Water Tribe Capitan. Pillar Launch. Wandering Musicians. Whenever this creature attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0 to the end of turn. Okay. Merchant of Many Hats. Lo and Lee, Twin Tutors. Okay, when Lo and Lee enter, why not Lee and Lo? If it's Lilo, would that be like copyright infringement? Yeah, when they enter, search your library for a lesson or noble card, reveal it, and put it in your hand and then shuffle. Okay, so they are just tutors. Literally just tutors. Uh, Noble creatures you control and lesson spells you control have lifelink. Interesting. How do lessons get lifelink? Gran. Okay, whenever Gran becomes tapped, someone's tapping Gran. Who's out here tapping Gran? When she becomes tapped, draw a card and discard a card. Target or non creature spells you cast cost one less to cast as long as there are three or more lessons in your graveyard. Someone's out here tapping Gran. Combustion Man. Ooh. The Avatar's alive. I want you to find him and end him. Zuko. Whenever Combustion Man attacks, destroy target permanent unless it's control. Unless its control has Combustion Man, deal damage. Deal damage to them equal to its power. His power. What? Whenever Combustion Man attacks, you destroy target permanents unless its controller has Combustion Man. Deal damage to them equal to his power. So it's like I can choose to let it destroy something or not. It's weird. Guru Patik. When Guru Patik enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a lesson, saga, or shrine card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your graveyard in random order. Whenever you cast a lesson, saga, or shrine spell, put a +1/+1 counter on another creature you control. Okay. It's not awful. Rare is Spirit Water Revival. Yet when Aang fucking bit it. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may waterbend 6. Okay. You may waterbend 6? Why though? Okay. Damn. Draw 2 cards. If this spell's additional, if it spells additional cost was paid, then shuffle your graveyard into your library. Oh, suck a dick. Draw 7 cards, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Jesus. And then you exile this. That's actually pretty good. Holy shit. Ravelry Troop. What the fuck? Airship Engine Room. Red and blue land. Foil. Huh. Odd. Okay. Me likey. Yeah, probably nothing in this one. Waterbending Lesson. Curious Farm Animals. Rocky Rebuke. Treetop Freedom Fighters. Azula Always Lies. Rowdy Snowballers. Cycle of Renewal. Ooh, Fire Nation Engineer. Raid. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, +1/+1 counter on another creature or vehicle you control. Ooh. Okay. Ember Island Production. We got a foil land, or we got a foil rare, which is cool. May Jaded Edge. Prowess. And then exhaust for 3. Put a double strike counter on May. Oh, she gets double strike? Oh, that sucks. I would hate that. Stop that. I want to just... Stop it. Longfang, Grand Secretariat. Whenever another creature you control or a lane you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control. Okay. Planetarium of Wangshi Tong. A mythic? Damn. Okay. One and tap scry 2. Whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Only do this once per without paying its mana cost, dude. Suck my cock. That's pretty good. Earth King's Lieutenant. Trample. Whenever the creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other ally creature you control. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Goddamn. Meh. At least we got another mythic. Planetarium of Wang Shitong, whatever.
We need to wake people up. Well.
Meh. I hate packs. Anyway. Swamp Snare Trap. Giant Koi. Yip Yip. Ooh, Foggy Swamp Vinebender. This creature cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Waterbend to 5, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It activates only during this turn. Or your turn, or whatever. Deserter's Disciple. The Pretending Pox Bearers. Hiyoshi Battle Fan. Momo Playful Pet. Jet's Brainwashing. Katara Bending Prodigy. At the beginning of your end step, if Katara is tapped, who's tapping Katara, put a +1/+1 counter on her. And Waterbend 6, draw a card. Okay, interesting. Zuko Conflicted. Didn't I? Yeah, I already got that one. I already got that. It's crazy. Oh, damn. Avatar Aang. I literally said it's getting Avatar Aang, and I literally got an Avatar Aang. Awesome. I got Avatar Aang. That's what I wanted. And it's double-sided. That's what I wanted. Avatar Aang. Let's look at Avatar Aang. Flying. Firebending 2. Whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend, draw a card. I haven't seen airbend as a mechanic. I gotta stretch my back. Hold on. Yeah, anyway, when you do all that shit, draw a card, and then when you've done all 4 this turn, you transform Avatar Aang, and then when Aang is transformed, Master of the Elements, he has flying. Spells you cast 1 of each mana less. This can reduce generic mana cost, so it reduces by 5, I guess. So shit, it's crazy for generic mana. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Avatar Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, and put 4 +1/+1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to your fucking god damn Aang, you cocksucker! Why are you such a dick? Holy shit! That's pretty good though. I like that. Anyway, June, Bounty Hunter. June cannot be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. For 1 mana, sacrifice this creature or another creature. You create a clue token, and only once per turn, or only activate during your turn. It's pretty good. Air engine ship. It's a red and or airship engine room. Red and blue. Can't believe we got an Avatar Aang. That's pretty nice. That's what I said I wanted. I mean, as a joke, granted, but like, I actually got it. That's kind of nice. Why do I have the halfway decent luck sometimes? Oh, got it. Foggy Swamp Vinebender. Lightning Strike. Azula Always Lies. Waterbending Lesson. Glider Kids. Pretending Pox Bearers. Wandering Musicians. White Lotus Hideout. Ooh. Did I already get one of these? It's another colorless mana. Add a mana of any color and spend this to only cast Lessons or Shrines. And then 1 in tap you can convert. Again, a converter. Pretty good. Master Paku. Prowess. Whenever... Oh yeah, Prowess. Okay, whatever. Whenever Master Paku becomes tapped, who's tapping Paku, target player mills X cards, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. Okay. Uncle Iroh. Just Uncle Iroh. Firebending. And a lessons cards you cast cost 1 less to cast. Interesting. Cave of the Two Lovers. Non-foil this time. The Unagi of Kyoshi Island. Ooh. Flash. Oh god, it's a Flash. It's a 5/5 for Flash. 5/5/5 for Flash. With Flash, whatever. Has Ward and Waterbending 4. Fuck. Whenever this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, counter it, unless that player pays 4, and they can tap their artifacts and creatures to help. That's crazy. So this gives your opponent water bending. That's weird. Whenever your opponent draws their second card, each turn you draw 2 cards. Ooh. Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper. She's a new one. Lifelink. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. With this creature can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Huh. Interesting. Ooh, full art foil swamp? I love that. I love me some full art foils. Especially lands. I don't know why. The lands are just cool like that. Discard. There's no token in this one? There was no token. Huh. Okay. Rebellious Captives. Fire Nation Raider. Callous Inspector. Lost Days. Airbending Lesson. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Oh, damn, baby. Another mythic. Goddamn. Suck it. Fevered Visions. Enchantment at the beginning of each player's end step. That player draws a card. If the player is your opponent and has 4 or more cards in their hand, this opponent deals 2 damage to that player. God damn. That's beautiful. And of course I remember that. That's like that's like after that was after book 2, chapter 31. Yeah, this was when Appa got taken by the Sandbenders. I remember that. Anyway, that is awesome. I was figuring there was no token, so I was like, hold on. But yeah, anyway, cool. At the beginning of Waterbending Prodigy. Oh yeah, we already got that. Unlucky Cabbage Merchant. Northern Air Temple. Ooh, Sokka Bold Boomeranger. Whenever Sokka enters, discard up to 2 cards, and then draw that many cards. Okay. Whenever you cast an artifact or lesson spell, put a 1/1 counter on Sokka. Noise. Sokka gets a boost. And another double mythic. It was a double mythic, and this is the second Wang Tong Librarian. Except this one's not the cool version that I got already. That's cool. That's two mythics of already. That's awesome. I like that. Lee, Freedom Fighter. When Lee enters, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control. To target creatures your opponents control. When Jet dies... What do you mean when he dies? And I just spoiled the card behind it. What do you mean when he dies? When Jet dies, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. When? Fuck you. Kyoshi Village. Oh, it was this card. Fuck it. When Jet dies? Fuck you. Oh, that's hilarious to me for some reason. When he dies. Oh my god. Oh, anyway. Path to Redemption. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature cannot block or attack. And for 5 and sacrifice this aura, exile an enchanted creature. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Activate only during your turn. Aight. Wall Top Sentries. Reach and Death Touch. When this creature dies, if there is a lesson card in your graveyard, you gain 2 life. Okay, Death Touch? Agreeing with Death Touch? That's weird. Boomy Bash. Pirate Peddlers. Watery Grasp. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Damn. And it's a 1 mana. Fuck that. Waterbend 5. Enchanted creature's owner shuffles it into their library. Damn. I would hate that. Avatar Enthusiast. There he is. The avatar is on Kyoshi. I fucking love that dude. Foamy mouth guy. Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's crazy. Kyoshi Warriors. So when this creature enters, create a 1/1 ally creature token. Damn. Okay. Twin Blades. Flash. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains double strike until the end of turn. Damn. And equips get a +1/+1. Okay. Interesting. True Ancestry. Got it. Zuko's Conviction. Kicker 4. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand if the spell was kicked. Instead, put it in the battlefield tapped. Ooh, for 1 mana, too. For 5 mana, technically. Hermetic Herbalist. Yeah, Hermetic Herbalist. Like Hermit. Hermetic. I don't even know. Tapper for 1 mana of any color, and tap for 2 mana in any combination that can only be cast on lessons. Interesting. Another Iroh Tea Master. Interesting. Cycle of Renewal. Cool. Ooh. That's a pretty island. Me likey. I like me some pretty islands. Let's see. Okay, well we have a token card. Nothing crazy. Pirate Peddlers. Flexible Waterbender. Path to Redemption. Saber-Toothed Moose Lion. Boomy Bash. Platypus Bear. Parry the Platypus Bear. You're welcome. Zuko's Exile. Bitter Work. Aang's over here breaking his hand. Whenever you attack a player with one or more creatures with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Exhaust. Yeah, Earthbend 4. Activate only during your turn. Okay. We get a 4/4. That's not bad. Boomerang Basics. Return the target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled that permanent, draw a card. Alright, buddy, don't fail me now. And it doesn't fail. Team Avatar. Invasion Tactics. When this enchantment enters, creatures you control get +2/+2 until the end of turn. Whenever one or more allies you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Interesting. Avatar's Wrath. Choose up to 1 target creature, then airbend all other creatures. Exile them. While each one is exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. That's crazy. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hand, and then you exile this card. That's not bad. Kind of like that. Foil Ostrich Horse. Misty Palms Oasis. Getting low. We're not going to be here much longer. Not that anyone gives a fuck. Borcupine. I got to smoke. That requires a smoke. That's a dumb one. Are you serious? Borcupine. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Borcupine. I hate that. No other animal has a fucking... It seems like no other animal has that kind of punny name. Even though, I mean, technically they all do. But that's just so stupid. I hate that. Oh, God, give me a second. Oh my god. Alright. Porcupine. Get the fuck out. Whoever wrote that, who wrote that text? Fuck you. Okay. Porcupine, get fucked. Canyon crawler. Y'all can get fucked too. Canyon crawlers, I hate them. Anyway, Death Touch. When this creature enters, create a food token. That's so stupid. It's swamp cycling. Create a food token. Fuck you. Rowdy snowballers. Razor rings. Does 4 damage to a target attacking or blocking creature. Then you gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. Okay, interesting. Rocky Rebuke. Cat Owl. Let's start a riot. A riot. Earth Kingdom General. Hey, bye. Okay. Honest work. Yeah. That is good, though. CPT? Ikeda CPT? What's that mean? Enchant target or enchant creature an opponent controls. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature and remove all counters from it. Ooh. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a citizen with a base power toughness of 1/1, and it tap to add that named humble merchant. And that named humble merchant. Okay, yeah. And it's just named humble merchant. Interesting. Ruinous water bending. That's Hama again. Yeah, that's when she took the water from the grass to show Katara that there's water in places you wouldn't even expect. As an additional cost to cast a spell, you may waterbend 4. All creatures get -2 until the end of turn. If a creature dies, you gain a life. Ooh, that's useful. Firebending student. This is a new one. A new character. Prowess and Firebending X, where X is this creature's power. Huh. Interesting. The lighter kids. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, we got a token on that one. Path to Redemption. Wall top sentries. Boomy Bash. Pirate Peddlers. Watery Grasp. Kyoshi Warriors. Merchant of Many Hats. Ruinous Waterbending again. Honest Work again. Earth Rumble. Earthbend 2. When you do, up to one target creature you control fights another target creature an opponent controls. Okay. Interesting. War Balloon. Earthen Ally. Whenever... Oh, yeah. This creature gets +1/+0 for each color among allies you control. Jesus Christ. So you gotta have all the colors and then 2 more to Earthbend 5? That sucks. Is that just me, or does that suck? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, cunning maneuvers. Non-foil swamp. That sucks for a rare if you ask me, but then again, maybe there's a strategy for it. Anyway, Razor Rings. Arrakis Audience. Borcupine, fuck you. Canyon Crawler. Forecasting Fortune Teller. Abandoned Attachments. Kyoshi Warriors. Ooh, Buzzer Wasp Colony. That's a good one. I think. Flying, when this creature enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on this creature. Ooh, that's interesting. Serpent of the Pass. If there are 3 or more lessons cards in your graveyard, you may cast a spell as though it had flash. Okay. The spell costs 1 less for each, or 1 less to cast for each non-creature, non-land in your graveyard. Ooh, god damn! So you can get this down to a 2 mana real quick. That is actually fucking awful. I love it. Yeah, I think I got this already. Sun Warriors. Firebending. Yeah, Firebending X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Okay. And then for 5, create a +1/+1 or 1/1 white ally creature token. Okay. For a rare, Toph, the first metal bender. That's cool. Non-token artifacts you control or lands in addition to their other types. And they can't be tapped, though. And at the beginning of your... yeah, that just powers up Toph for fucking shit. Oh my god. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. Ooh. Ooh, okay. That's kind of nice. Watery Grasp. Meditation Pool. It's a green and blue. Okay. Alright, 2 more. Let's hope there's something good. Who knows if there's gonna be. Well, there's a token in this one, so this ain't gonna be a crazy pack. Like that one was. Anyway, Fire Nation Cadets. Swamp Snare Trap. Giant Koi. Yep. I've been noticing a pattern. Swamp Snare, Giant Koi, yep. I've been noticing those appear in the same a lot. Foggy Swamp Vinebender. Wandering Musicians. Otter Penguin. Ooh, Appa, Loyal Sky Bison. Flying, whenever Appa enters or attacks, choose 1. Target creature you control gains flying until the end of turn. And then airbend another target non-land permanent you control. Okay. Fire Nation Trebuchet.
No, he's still here. No, he's not taking the hint somehow.
I hate my phone. Anyway, Defender and Reach. Whenever you attack, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of your next end step. Aight. Benevolent Water Spirit. Dragonfly Swarm. Oh, a rare is Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, a land. A lot of rare lands. Yeah, add 1 colorless. Add 1 that can be spent to cast an ally spell or activate an ally ability, and then create a card. Fire Nation attacks. Oh my god, everything changed. That's hilarious. Create 2. Create 2 red soldier creature tokens with firebending 1 and a flashback for 9. That's crazy. That's funny. Boiling Rock Prison. I like that. Red and black. Palia. Alright, and last pack, not a crazy pack. Will we get anything good? Let's hope. Probably not, but we'll see. Turtle Duck. Yuyan Archers. Beetle-headed Merchants. Octopus Form. Curious Farm Animals. Raucous Audience. Vindictive Warden. Azula on the Hunt. Firebending 2. Whenever Azula attacks, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. Okay. Ooh. Southern Air Temple. Whenever Southern Air Temple enters, put X +1/+1 counters on creatures you control, where X is the number of shrines you control. Whenever another shrine you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That just stacks and it gets crazy after a while. Rockalanche. That Earthbend X, or X is the number of force you control. Okay. And then flashback for 5. Right. Sokka, Lateral Strategist. Vigilance, whenever Sokka and at least one other creature attacks, draw a card. Cool. Airbend Ascension. Enchantment. When this enchantment enters, airbend up to one other creature, target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, this enchantment has 4 or more quest counters on it. Exile up to 1 target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its opponent's owner's control. Interesting. Okay. Fire Nation Engineer again. Umashu City, and the food. Well, and that's the box. Yeah, I just wish there were more, because I love opening these packs. It's fun as hell. But let's go over everything good that we got, because I did get some good stuff. I know that. I don't know much. I'll find out later when I organize all this and scan it all in, see what kind of good shit I actually got. But let's see. I'll set up my piles here like I usually do, and then anything that's not a rare. All common and uncommon foils are there. Lands are here. Common foil, rare, common, rare, common, rare, land, common, rare, land, common, rare, land, uncommon, mythic, rare, mythic, land, well, lands are lands. That's a land. Land, uncommon, mythic, rare. Rare, foil, mythic, land, common, rare, land, common, rare, uncommon. I just like the way that looks. Land, common, rare, land, uncommon, rare, land, uncommon, rare, land, common, mythic, rare. Yeah, this is gonna take a minute. Rare. Rares are rares. Even if they're lands. I have a system. It makes no sense, but it works for me. There's my, yeah, the good Wang Shi Tong. That's a land. Land, the foil mythic. Other mythic. I did get a few good mythics. Can't complain about that. Alright. So what were our mythics again? We got White Lotus Tile as our mythic, as one mythic. The Legend of Roku, double-sided. Foil mythic, that's the fucking crazy thing too. Wang Shi Tong. United Front. Planetarium of Wang Shi, the Planetarium of Wang Shi Tong, I should say. Avatar Ong. Fevered Visions. And another Wang Shi Tong, which is crazy that we even got two. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 again. I got 8 just like the last time. That's crazy. That's pretty good though. I'm actually halfway decent with mythics. I got 3 mythics from 3 random packs, so I'm pretty actually. I feel like I'm halfway decently lucky with mythics or something. And we got a bunch of rares and a few foiled ones, which are pretty nice. So I'm definitely sort these and scan these in. See what these are even worth. Which sounds stupid, but like I'm going to be using some of them. And I'm going to keep collecting them, so it's not like it's only for the value. Just curious. Lands. And then all the uncommon and common foils. These are just kind of me. Nobody really cares about those, but whatever. So we did pretty good. At least I think we did. We'll get our Avatar Aang. Front run that motherfucker. But yeah. We actually got Avatar Aang. So that's kind of cool. And 2 Wang Shi Tongs. So, whatever. I'm happy. So. But yeah. I think that'll be it for the stream. I don't think I'm going to do a drawing stream after this. Because this is just too much. I gotta deal with this like immediately. This is a lot of fucking shit. So I'm gonna head on off. Thank you for watching. If you watched, I really don't care. But take it easy, everyone. Have fun opening your magic cards and all that. Enjoy it. Get some good shit. And I will see y'all later. So take it easy. Stay golden, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.